Hi, everybody. Welcome to our exclusive webinar today with Rome by Tauck. We're going to just give it a few minutes for people to get settled in and log on. And as you're joining us, please say hello in the chat and let us know where you're from. And feel free to use the chat throughout with any questions. And we'll just get some people settled in and we'll get started in another minute or so.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely see that we've got a fair amount of people logging in and a few more people coming on. So we'll get started in just another minute. Excited to have you here with us, McKinley and Sarah. Thanks for joining in.
Howdy from Texas. I love it.
That's awesome. Thanks for joining us, Sandy. Hey, Deanna, great to see you. Well, I'm going to say hello, good evening, welcome, everyone. I know this is going to be way more exciting than the Oscars tonight, and some of you might have dual screens on, but we know the most exciting awards probably won't happen till later anyway. I am so excited for tonight's presentation, and I am especially pleased that we're joined tonight by Jennifer Hunter from Tauck, coming in to us from Colorado. So we're really representing the entire country today. And Jennifer is the brand representative for Rome by Tauck, and she is going to introduce Rome. It's a brand new concept that Tauck has created. She's going to talk to us about what Rome is, highlight some of the itineraries, and let us know what makes Rome by Tauck different within the amazing company that Tauck is, that we've had such a great relationship with. And we are going to have time for questions, and we will have some amazing giveaways at the end of the evening. And just remember that you do have to be on the webinar to be eligible for the giveaway. So please stay tuned. And now we're going to go ahead and turn it over to Jennifer. And Jennifer, you can feel free to go ahead and get started.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karen, for having me today. I'm so excited to chat with you all about Rome by Tauck. As Karen mentioned, it's the newest addition to Tauck's portfolio of guided vacations worldwide. So with that, let's take a peek at where we're headed today. We've got just a quick agenda here. I'm taking you guys through why Rome by Tauck was created from our Tauck heritage, the little bit of the science and research that went into the development of the brand behind it, and how it fits into our family of portfolio offerings for you all as travelers. And then I thought today I'd talk with you all about Spain and Portugal. We've got two different ways you can travel there with Rome by Tauck, so I'll be walking us through a day-by-day itinerary for each one. I'm really excited about that. And then, of course, at the end, we have a special offer for you all, including those giveaways, so hang on tight. Before we get started, I have to talk about my family brand, Tauck. Now, if you all have been on a Tauck trip, thank you so much. We absolutely love having you travel with us year after year. We actually just celebrated our 100th anniversary of tour operating globally last year. So we just entered our 101st birthday as we entered 2026. And that is the foundation that Rome by Tauck is built on. This century of innovation where we've taken our guided travel from the first motor coach tour in New England back 100 years ago. We were the first tour company with an operating license in the United States. And now we tour on all 7 continents by land, river, and ocean. So we're very proud to have that foundation beneath us. And of course, Throughout all of our touring, these are the values and standards that we hold closely from the top down here at Tauck. So, of course, when you travel with us, you're going to have unique exclusive access. That's my favorite thing about traveling with Tauck, as I have been very blessed to travel a lot. But Tauck has access to experiences and places around the world because how long they have been touring in the area that other tour companies and other tour operators don't have access to. So really special moments, kind of those off the beaten path experiences that you get to have with us that nobody else has access to. One example I love giving is in Vienna, when we take our guests there, usually by river cruise, we visit a family palace there called Palais Pallavicini, and it is still family owned. The family lives on the sixth floor, but they say, we've stopped doing business, but we want to still do business with Tauck because they're a family and we're a family. So they invite our guests in there for the white glove dinner service with an opera playing. It's an absolutely special moment for all of our guests. So we do things like that all around the world for everyone who travels with us. Of course, that leans into our second value of closer connections, really making sure that you not only get immersed in the destination by small group or off the beaten path, but with the people that also live there, really getting an insight into the culture, whether it's through food or a local tradition that folks might have in the area. We really want to make sure that you feel like you got to know the destination that you're traveling to. And then, of course, last but not least, we are guided by the best. I absolutely love our tour directors who work for Tauck. They are actual employees of Tauck that take you along on your journeys. They're with you every step of the way, connecting you with local guides wherever you're traveling, but really making sure that your vacation flows seamlessly from beginning to end. And of course, giving you some fun surprises along the way. So with that, I'm going to give you all a taste of Rome by Tauck before we jump into some logistics on what you'll experience when traveling with us. So I've got a quick video here and I will be right back with you in a minute.
Rome by Tauck is the very best of what we offer as a travel company, but it's custom designed for travelers in their 40s and 50s. You're still going to get these incredible curated moments, behind the scenes access. You're going to have a Rome director who's with you all the time taking care of you, but you're also going to have a balance. You're going to have some time that is less structured, and that gives you the freedom and flexibility to do what you want to do. That's why we say it's travel with a plan, not with a script.
In Porto, we offer guests two different ways to experience the city. One is through the history of wine, the other is through food and visiting local markets. And then once guests are oriented, they'll have time to explore on their own. The free time is what it means to you. It could be going back into town, exploring more, shopping, dining, active options you choose, or it's doing nothing at your hotel, enjoying the property. That's part of the journey. For the people who like to plan, you still have the opportunity to do that in your free time, but you don't have the pressure of the whole trip on your shoulders.
Rome by Tauck will combine the best advantages of group traveling, having all the logistics ready for you that will feel flawless from beginning to the end, giving you the opportunity to plan things that are special for you, but also at the same time experiencing something that has been specially curated for a group by a company that has been doing this for many years.
Awesome. All right, so what is Rome by Tauck? If y'all are familiar with our Tauck flagship tours, those are going to be our traditional guided vacations. They're usually by premium motor coach, river cruise, or small ship ocean cruising. Rome by Tauck is the same in the sense that it's a guided vacation, but we've structured it a little bit differently. I'm sort of calling it a hybrid on guided vacations these days, and you'll see why when I bring some of our itineraries to life. But they are curated, flexible escapes for folks in their 40s and 50s, really designed for people that are in the busiest point in their life. You all might probably be balancing work, the height of your career, your family life, your personal life, clubs or organizations that you're a part of. So Rome by Tauck was designed to give you at this time in your life, in your 40s and 50s, a vacation that would mean a lot to you in this time. So we've taken small groups. We have an average of 16 guests that you'll be traveling with, maximum 20. We've got the values and the standards of Tauck that we've woven throughout all of our itineraries, but it has structures and activities that are built for this life stage. So they're a little bit more active. We've got slower mornings, so you can take care of things that you might need to do on your vacation, whether it's enjoy your cup of coffee in silence, or chat with the family back at home, or go wander out to a coffee shop nearby. We've really designed these tours to meet you where you're at in this busy time of your life, and I'm really excited for you to see what that looks like. So where do we travel with Rome by Tauck? This is a quick preview of our portfolio. We've got 5 of our tours already available for 2026. We've got a few land tours in there, a couple of river cruise options. I will be going through the Douro today, but we also sail on the Danube, which is extremely popular. But we've got Bordeaux, Mexico City, and then today I'll be talking about San Sebastian and the Rioja as well. As you can see, our 2027 portfolio expands widely, as eventually Rome by Tauck will be traveling. They've told me 6 continents, but I'm pitching for that 7th. And we will span by land, river, and small ship ocean as well. So coming right around the corner on April 1st, you'll be able to book our 2027 itineraries. Some of my favorite, Burn in the Matterhorn. I'm a Colorado girl, so it's outdoor adventure at its finest in some of the most beautiful mountains in the world. I know Tokyo and Kyoto is going to be hot. We've got a South Africa itinerary there. And then another destination close to my heart is New Zealand as well. And we've put together a fabulous trip for Rome by Tauck as well. So I'm really excited for you guys to see those in just a few coming weeks. All right, I'm going to jump into San Sebastian and the Rioja. This is one of our land journeys that we have available for 26 and 27. It is one of my favorite for folks that are looking for something that's a little bit different for Spain. People don't always think of San Sebastian and the Rioja, but it has beach energy and winery energy. So if you're wanting a little bit of both on your vacation, but you can't decide which one to pick, this one is for you. Guests don't just visit the places here in San Sebastian. They taste them, hike through them, cycle through them. And that's exactly what Rome trips were designed to do. So let me take you to northern Spain for a minute here. As you can imagine, this is right where the mountains meet the sea. There's tiny medieval villages in this area of Basque country. And these villages sit above the winery region in the Rioja. So we've got lots of Michelin-inspired dining in this region, lots of winery making and producing, which of course you will experience. But this really, Basque country has such a unique culture. I'm really excited for folks to experience it on this 7-day, 6-night journey. So let's see what this looks like. So on day 1, y'all arrive into San Sebastian. Again, this is Basque country. It's in the northern region of Spain, and you're met at the airport for a transfer. We pick all of our guests up from the airport or the closest train station, depending on your travel logistics before or afterwards. Of course, your travel advisor with My Path Unwinding can help you piece together where to be when, but Rome by Tauck will pick you up and will take you to your hotel in San Sebastian. So after you get a second to settle in, take in the atmosphere, The promenade here and the beach is walking distance from the hotel that we stay at. That's La Concha Bay, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But this is the hotel that you'll be staying at, the Hotel Maria Cristina. It's centrally located. It's very iconic. It's been a part of the city's culture since 1912, when all the rich and famous folks would travel from the big cities. They would come to San Sebastian for a beach getaway. This is when relaxation and soaking was part of the weekend getaways for the wealthy. So they would actually stay here at Hotel Maria Cristina. So San Sebastian really has a history of this glamorous seaside retreat for European royalty since the 19th century. So this hotel was the center of that era. Lots of that culture and history is preserved as you wander through this beautiful city. But when you arrive here, you're stepping into a place where travelers have gathered for more than a century. It overlooks the river. It's got lots of areas where you can socialize or have a quiet moment to yourself. The architecture is absolutely beautiful. And of course, it's just steps from the old town. So a really convenient location for guests. So after arrival, we take you out into the great food capital of the world, San Sebastian. We start our first evening off with a beautiful welcome dinner, giving all of our guests the first taste into Basque Country. And this is really where the journey starts. You get to meet all of your fellow travelers, enjoy some local dishes, and begin to understand why food and culture are such a big part of this particular area of Spain. Day 2, it's all about discovering the city through food and views. One thing I love about Rome by Tauck is you get lots of choice and options throughout the journey. So as I describe these day by days, I'll be mentioning a few things throughout. And being a Rome by Tauck guest, you get to pick what excursion or activity you would like to do the morning of. So you don't have to pick and choose ahead of time. Depending how you're feeling, you get to personalize your vacation for you. So day 2, this is all about discovering the city through food and beautiful views. You can imagine your morning begins in that beautiful hotel. If you're up and at 'em, maybe with the time change, or you're just a morning person, you can get up with our tour director and do a beautiful beach walk in the morning. Possibly take a dip if you want. The beach is swimmable. But if you decide to forego the morning walk, you get to enjoy your included breakfast at the hotel, maybe a bougie brunch moment. Really enjoy your moment before we all meet up mid-morning for this ride up Mount Igualdu. And this is a viewpoint from the top where we take you up on a funicular. You learn about the history of the city, different points of interest, take in these sweeping panoramic views of San Sebastian, and really learn about what makes this city's heart beat. You get time up here to enjoy, and then we take our guests down to continue the experience in town, into the heart of the city for your first Pinchos tour. So for those of you that are familiar with tapas in the main parts of Spain, Basque Country is very proud of their pinchos, and that is their spin on the traditional tapas, and something that the Basque folks are really proud of in this part of Spain. So of course, we take you to some of the best in the area on a little food and drink tour. You can just imagine these small bites. They're served across lively counters. You learn about all of the local ingredients, and it really is a way to connect not only with the people that you're traveling with, but the locals as well. It's a very social practice in San Sebastian. So I'm really excited for folks to kick off their tour with this one. And then after you kind of get the lay of the land in the city, your tour director will give you a little walk around, of course, the snacks and drinks, and then you have the free afternoon to explore on your own. So possibly dipping back into some of those famous favorite Pinchos bars that you liked. You could go on a beach walk, spend some time just lounging on the beach today, possibly shopping or wandering down some of these cute little alleyways filled with local shops and artisan markets. But it's your afternoon to enjoy it however you feel like doing on this day. In the afternoon, I personally, or I guess golden hour, I personally recommend walking up to this iconic viewpoint of the city. Your tour director will tell you exactly where to go and point you in the right direction for it. But from there, you'll have a free evening to explore and experience San Sebastian on your own. Could be a perfect night for a date night or simply exploring some of the other windows and food that will catch your eye as you're wandering through. But taking in your first evening and getting ready for day 3. This is probably my favorite day because the Camino de Santiago is on my personal bucket list. So for those of you that have heard of it or are curious about it, we do include hiking a 6-mile section of it on day 3. So this is a beautiful day out in nature, experiencing the coast. We set out on this very scenic hike along one of the most picturesque sections of the Camino de Santiago. And this particular section is called the Camino del Norte. It's been walked by pilgrims since the 9th century. So it weaves in and out along the cliff sides through beautiful, lush valleys of old farmers that have lived there forever. You're surrounded by rolling green hills. You've got those dramatic coastal views, sea breezes coming in, and then before you know it, we walk down and you catch your eye on this beautiful fishing village. This is Guitarria, and as we walk down, this is actually where our hike ends. But you see this little harbor, all the boats kind of bobbing as you walk down, and you probably will start to smell all of the fresh food being made in town. They're really known for fresh seafood in the area. So as you walk down the narrow streets into the city, we'll give you free time for lunch to go try some of these delicacies in the area. And then you can just explore, walk down and see some of these small stone houses, local shops, family-owned restaurants. Try some fresh seafood grilled over the open flames. It's absolutely delicious. So after we spend our time in San Sebastian, the second half of our trip is centered in La Rioja. So this is the winery region of San Sebastian. And I'll point out another iconic travel style of our Rome by Tauck tours is that we have longer hotel stays. So this trip, rather than moving from place to place to place to place on some guided vacations, we stay divided between 2 cities. So you have more nights to enjoy these beautiful hotels that we're staying at, time to let your shoulders down, wander a little bit, and not have the hassle of unpacking and packing again and again. So halfway through our trip here in San Sebastian, we transfer you to La Rioja. And this is where some of the world's most famous wine has come from. The landscape changes dramatically as we head from the coast through the mountains to the wine region. And instead of the sea, now you are surrounded by rolling vineyards. We've got medieval towns and some mountain views as well. So a very beautiful area to spend the second half of your trip. And this wouldn't be a Rome by Tauck journey without a standout hotel. And this one truly is it on this itinerary, the Hotel Marquis de Riscal. This is a destination in itself. It's an architectural landmark, and from a distance, it looks like a sculpture just rising out of the vineyards. It's absolutely incredible. But what makes this hotel really special is that it's located in the center of a working winery. So you're surrounded by vineyards in every direction. It is one of the oldest in the region, so they're very well known for their wine. And they have a fantastic culinary program here as well, led by a Michelin star awarded chef. So you know your dining is going to be great. And this is really one of those properties where the destination and the experience become one. As you can see here, we've got wine stored on site. I think I read there's over 8 million wine bottles on site at this winery. We do include a private tasting for you all, but it's not just a beautiful hotel to stay in. It is the working winery. There's spas on site. There's historical cellars that we get private tours of, being a part of Tauck. Of course, the tastings. So just a wonderful spot to enjoy the region in such a unique property. All right, so day 4, if you can backtrack just a little bit, this is the day where we're taking you from San Sebastian to the Rioja, and we have a very special stop along the way. Your first day in the Rioja area starts with something I think just completely unexpected. This is we take you to a salt production facility, the Añana Salt Valley. And this landscape's been producing salt for more than 1,000 years. You get to walk through these terraces that they just cascade down the valley. You learn how generations have been making and producing the salt from this valley using traditional methods for years. And you learn why this salt is prized by chefs around the world. It truly is some of the best. So, of course, we have a private salt tasting experience for just our guests, where you get to savor the flavors of the earth in this fun, intimate experience, and something that you get to come back and tell all of your friends and family about back at home. So after exploring the valley and having that unique experience, we return to our hotel. Of course, we're going to start with a wine tasting on site because we couldn't just make you wait after showing up there. So we have a private wine tasting and then a relaxing evening, having dinner on site, enjoying some of the regional cuisine and the beautiful golden hour and sunset over the winery. Day 5, we're going to get you guys out and about today. We've got a cycling option for those who want to get out on a bike. We invite you guys to explore the landscape here actively if you'd like. Rome by Tauck tours do have more active options included for you guys. So this is a day where you see that come to life. We've got a cycling option for you where you get to cycle through the vineyards. You'll just be surrounded by mountains and rows and rows and rows of grapevines just stretching towards that horizon. It's a really peaceful, scenic ride. It's not really busy out there, but it really will immerse you in the destination and really taking in those landscapes that define this particular area. Of course, afterwards, you'll enjoy a local lunch paired with local wines. Later in the afternoon, this is a very special visit. We've got transportation set up for guests to this medieval village called LaGuardia. It's beautifully preserved. It's perched high up on a hill above the rolling vineyards below. And something unique about it is that they don't typically allow cars within the city. I know we can see a couple on the right-hand side, but they do not allow cars in the main part of the city here. As you approach, you'll kind of see these big stone walls and towers rising above all of the surrounding vineyards. And once you get into the city, it really feels like you're stepping back in time. It's absolutely beautiful. Narrow cobblestone lanes, small plazas for you to just sit and people watch, possibly enjoy some gelato, views stretching out across Rioja. But what makes LaGuardia especially fascinating is what lies beneath it. So hidden under the streets, there are networks of century-old wine cellars. They're carved directly into the rock underneath the city. And for generations, families have stored and aged their wines underground. Many of these caves are still used today, so you can actually pop down and have a little tasting experience. But it's just a wonderful way to wander around a nice, safe medieval village, get a unique experience underground, trying some of these wines that have been produced here for decades, and really experience where, wine isn't just a product, it's a way of life, especially here in LaGuardia. Of course, we take you all back home that evening, taking us into day 6. This is a day where we get you out and about again. We've got a beautiful vineyard hike. We take you on a guided walk, following these quiet paths between all of the rows of vines, and learn about winemaking traditions in the area. Along the way, your guides will teach you about the different climate, how it affects the soil here, and how all of the landscape has come together to truly make this unique climate for the wine production in the region. with vineyard roads stretching all around. You've got mountains today. This is, I think, a day where you really can connect with the land and experience why Rioja is so beautiful and special today. After our hike, we will visit a historic bodega for lunch and wine tasting today. It's a really intimate experience, walking through the vineyards, seeing where the wine is grown and made. And we just enjoy lunch and sips of that wine just steps away on a family-owned estate. It's a beautiful experience, and just a special afternoon, I think, for our Rome by Tauck guests. This evening, it's a special farewell dinner inspired by the cuisine of our Michelin star chef on site. His name is Francis Panego. He makes lots of local delicacies, but I think these dishes really highlight the flavors and the ingredients and the soul of this region. So I'm really excited for folks to enjoy dinner together, chatting about their vacation. Of course, it's paired with wine from the working winery that we're staying on. You can just imagine a week after exploring this area with like-minded travelers, all the way from the coast to the countryside. It's really just a great moment for all of the travelers to slow down, toast to the experience that y'all have had along the way, but just really a perfect setting for the finale to our trip. So day 7, the final morning, you guys can have breakfast on site, overlook the vineyards, possibly step out and journal in this garden I put here in the image on the left. But by this point, I know everyone will have experienced something truly special, and we've got all of your transportation logistics lined up for you guys. So taking you on to your next destination with Rome by Tauck. And it's never goodbye. It's always see you later on this one. So I'll pause here for a second to see if there are any questions on that first itinerary. I don't think I've seen any come through the chat. Miss Karen, do you have any on your end?
I don't yet right now, and I'll encourage anybody to add their questions, comments, or wow moments that you saw. That LaGuardia town surprised me. That looks so beautiful and such a unique destination. And really, you painted the picture of all the incredible wine and food that's on this itinerary. And I just want to reiterate that this is a small group, maximum of how many guests, Jennifer?
16 to 20. Usually on our land tours, it's 16. Sometimes on river, you'll see up to 20.
So that's just incredible and so much smaller than your typical guided group vacation. And, the typical Tauck guest just, really is social, enjoys being with people, but yet you still have plenty of time to wander and enjoy time on your own as well. So I think there's just the flexibility of these tours is really one of the things that's appealing to me most.
Yeah.
So let's roll in. If I don't see any questions right now in the chat, and please feel free to add any as you think of them as you go along. Let's roll into the Porto and Douro Valley itinerary. And I'm super excited about this one because I'm going to officially announce it tonight. I'm putting my flag in the ground that my Path on Winding Travel is heading to Porto and Douro Valley, this river cruise itinerary with Rome by Tauck in 2027. We'll have more details to come, but I think this is going to be just an amazing itinerary. For any of you out there that is interested in this, come join us. We are a fun group. Jennifer's met many of us.
Yes. Would travel with this group. And I don't say that about everyone.
And we're friendly, we're easy, we're kind, we're approachable, we're accepting. We love meeting new people, and we'd love for you to join us. So stay tuned for more information about that. And here we go. Let's hear all the details about this river cruise.
Awesome. Thanks, Karen. I'm so excited that Rome by Tauck has river cruise options because I don't know about you guys. I love the concept of river cruising, that unpack once and just journey along the way. But I always feel like I'm the youngest person on a river cruise. And so Rome by Tauck has heard our pleas and has made some river cruise options for the younger folks, all of us in our 40s and 50s. And I'm excited to share about the Douro Valley because this is a full ship of Rome by Tauck guests. So if you can just imagine, everyone is in that age demographic. I know it's going to be fun, fun, fun. We've got all of the highlights here on my side, but it's 7 days, 6 nights. I did see Melissa asked in here if there's opportunities for pre or post stays. And yes, both on our land journey through Spain in San Sebastian and La Rioja, there are pre and post opportunities. And on this river cruise as well, you can extend your trip on the front or the back. Of course, if you book with Rome by Tauck, we do singular hotel stays. So you can add on 1 night, 2 night, 3 night. We'll still pick you up and drop you off from the airport. But that's why you have a travel advisor with My Path Unwinding. If you want to customize anything before or after these trips, they're like your personal assistant for anything travel related. So definitely reach out to them. But yes, pre and post are definitely available, no matter which way you go.
And stay tuned because we'll share one of our special offers related to that question about pre and post stays.
Yes, we got a special offer for you guys. All right, Porto and the Douro Valley. Let's rock and roll. All right, I'm going to take you guys to Portugal for a moment. You can picture this river winds through dramatic terraced vineyards here. Gosh, I feel like I'm talking about wine all night. Where steep hillsides have been producing wine for centuries. Again, this is in Portugal. So we were talking about Spain and Basque Country earlier, but now we're over in Portugal. So this is the Douro Valley, one of the oldest wine regions in the world. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and Rome by Tauck really does explore this region in a relaxed pace, but also including, of course, all of the highlights and lots of active activities along the way so that you know your glass of wine was earned and enjoyed. So we don't just sail through the Douro Valley. We hike, we bike, we visit locals, and of course, we have optional surf lessons too. So let's jump in. This itinerary, we start in Porto. So guests will arrive in this beautiful riverside city. There are colorful buildings that line the Douro River. There are historic wine lodges here that overlook the waterfront. So after arriving to the ship this day, of course, we'll pick you up again from the airport or the local train station. Come on board, unpack your bags. You'll have some free time before dinner. So this is a perfect opportunity to just go wander, get your bearings where our ship is docked. Stay awake from the jet lag unless you've come in early. But this evening starts with a welcome toast. We've got dinner on board for you guys, give you a lay of the land. You get to meet all of the fabulous staff that will be taking care of you. But it's really the perfect introduction to Portuguese cuisine and wines that really glow in this area on the riverfront. A beautiful place to kick off our river cruise journey. So let's take a look at your floating hotel. This is the Andarina. She is a modern riverboat. She was specifically designed for the Douro River. A little bit smaller than traditional river cruise ships. So there's a maximum of 86 guests on board. Typically we see less than that. But between explorations, you can relax on this beautiful sun deck. We've got a pool. You can watch all the vineyards pass by. Enjoy wine tastings up on the deck if you'd like. We've got a restaurant up top that actually collapses and raises that has 360-degree views. Arthur's Lounge while you're sitting up there, more of a casual restaurant. But of course, we've got the Compass restaurant where you'll have most of your traditional meals. The sun deck and the pool. The interior is just absolutely gorgeous. Give you a little glimpse of what our cabins look like, but it's your floating hotel room for the whole week. So you can picture yourself relaxing here as we journey through the valley.
And I just want to jump in and mention how important the size of this river ship is and how this is a Tauck difference. Other river cruise lines have 102 to 106 passengers. So that is a significant difference because the space on the ship is the same. These ships are basically built to the dimensions that are allowed. And so it's the same on Tauck's river cruises on the Rhine and the Danube, etc., that they have lower guests. And so the rooms are tend to be larger, the public spaces are more comfortable, and this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous ship. So I just think that's a really important thing to know when you're comparing and understanding what does luxury mean. This is one of the definitions, right? I mean,
Yep.
just knowing that you're not going to be packed in,
Yeah.
definitely is a significant difference there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Karen, for highlighting that. Yes, and I always tell my folks that are, you've done an ocean cruise and you're like, oh, no, like cruising isn't for me. Try a river cruise. It's a completely different experience, especially with Tauck. Our staff members get to know you and your favorites on board. Of course, everything's included, so you can eat and drink whenever you'd like. Our house champagne on board is Veuve. We joke you could brush your teeth with it if you'd like, but it's just such a fun way to travel, especially if you're going with friends or family as well, because all of the trip logistics are taken care of for you. And you just get to show up and enjoy, go out and do your things during the day and come together for meals. So it's a really fun way to travel. So I highly recommend it. And of course, your travel advisor, can help guide you if you are a first-time river cruiser as well into what to expect. But just a fun way to travel. So I've kind of structured this section a little bit different to highlight the choice that you all have on our Rome by Tauck tours. The Douro is a little bit differently because we don't sail at night due to safety restrictions on the Douro. So that's great because you have sailing opportunities during the day. Sometimes we do it while we're dining. Sometimes we do it during a very picturesque portion of the valley for you to be able to enjoy on board. But I say the Douro is a vacation on a vacation. Bring your favorite book, plan to sit by the pool and take in the views. And of course, we've got great activities to get you out and about as we go through the journey. So day 2, you wake up on your beautiful floating hotel, come down and have breakfast with us in the lounge. And as we're journeying along, we start day 2. This is our first full day where we explore Porto itself. So you've got an option. You can take a foodie tour, or you can discover the city through its wine heritage. So we visit historical port lodges. We learn about the century-old traditions behind the region's famous fortified wines here. But for those that choose to do the foodie walking tour, this is awesome. You get to taste local specialties, explore all of the lively markets, probably try things that you wouldn't have known to try before, and really learn about all the different streets in the historic center of town. In the afternoon, we've got something for guests who want something a little bit more active. There is the option to bike along the Douro River today. The path goes all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, so you can get a little beach time there at the end, where the river finally meets the sea. And then one of my favorites, we've got optional surf lessons this afternoon. I've tried it a few times on my own, but definitely could use a lesson. So what a fun way to get out, have some laughs, and dip your toes in the water in Porto. Day 3, as the ship sails east into the Douro Valley, the landscapes begin to shift a little bit here. We start to see those terraced vineyards that the valley is very famous for. They're typically on both sides of the river when you're cruising this day. So really unique landscapes to be out on the top deck to take a look at. But of course, you learn that this particular geography has been made like this because of the wine production that's been happening for generations here. So you can see why it's such a special part of life here. So we've got some options today. You can explore the historic city of Braga and visit a winery and learn about the Vinho Verde, which is the lighter wine made from green grapes in the region. Or you can choose a more adventurous excursion today where you hike across this Geopark Bridge. It's one of the longest pedestrian suspension bridges in the world. So really super cool viewpoints and a fun afternoon there. Of course, if you choose to just relax today, you totally can and choose to sail the whole day, because this afternoon it's a chance for everybody to enjoy sailing on board. Like I mentioned, you can possibly lounge by the pool, socialize in the lounge, but really taking time for you, whatever you need this afternoon, you've got the time to do so. I say here at Rome by Tauck, we like to plan free time. So you can plan this afternoon. You'll have free time on board to do what you need to do on your vacation, which I love. After this day 4, we visit Lamego, Portugal. This is in the heart of the Douro Valley. You really get to experience the winemaking firsthand here. The morning begins with a choice. We've got the option to experience yoga in the middle of a vineyard this morning if you're up early. Beautiful start to the day there. You could just imagine you're surrounded by these rolling hills and vineyards. So if you take a part in vineyard yoga, you can do that. Otherwise, you can have a late morning start today, sleep in a little bit, enjoy a relaxed breakfast, taking the views from the ship. And then later that morning, we all head out. We go to a local vineyard where you learn about Portuguese winemaking culture, of course, some samples for you all. And we have 2 options that afternoon. You can either do a cooking class where you learn how to make a local custard-like pastry. It's Portugal's famous custard tarts. Or you can participate in a port blending workshop where you create your own custom blend while you learn about the traditions of Portugal's most famous wine. So 2 fun options today. You've got a little bit of free time, and then we have one of the highlights of our journey. We dine at DOC Restaurant. It's one of the Douro Valley's most celebrated culinary destinations. They're very proud of it. We've got Michelin inspired meals served here, but it's set right along the water, absolutely stunning landscapes. It's an elegant evening. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. But it really showcases all of the flavors of the region, just some of the best food you'll have in the area. But it's one of those evenings where the food, the wine, the setting, it just all comes together to really give you a taste of the spirit of the Douro Valley, and really making our Rome by Tauck guests feel like some VIPs in town, because not everyone can get in to eat here. So we're very happy to have that connection in the Douro Valley. All right, day 5, one of our most signature moments of this trip, our active signature moments, is the hike that we take on day 5 through the Douro Valley, through the vineyards. You begin in this small hilltop village of Provincende. You walk down through all of the terraced vineyards overlooking the river. I would say it's mostly a downhill hike. You do have some moments where you're going up, but just beautiful vistas along every point of this hike. It's one of those experiences where you really feel connected to the landscape. You get to walk past local farms and homes, olive groves, sweeping views of the valley below. It's just absolutely stunning. And we walk down to our little town of Penhal, and this is in the heart of the Douro Valley. Everybody will have some free time in the afternoon to explore after lunch. It's just such an adorable town. Just a charming place to wander. Excuse me. They've got traditional wine lodges in town, small cafes, which are some of my favorite to explore while traveling, but beautiful river views in every direction. You can see here on the right-hand side, this is the historic train station here that's famous for its blue and white azuelo tile panels. They tell the story of winemaking in the area. So really beautiful and is iconic of this cute little town. But just a relaxing afternoon where you can slow down, explore at your own pace, really take in the rhythm of a small little village on the side of the Douro Valley. So we come back to the ship, we have dinner on board, and then we have a really fascinating excursion for you all in the evening, golden hour evening time, kind of depending on our sailing time today. But we take you down to the Kaua Valley in the archaeological park there, where you travel into this remote valley. No one would ever know this is here. This is a Rome exclusive tour, by the way. But with our private guide, we take you into this valley where you can see prehistoric rock carvings. And these date back more than 20,000 years. So it's really interesting to hear about, the different animals and symbols that, some of the earliest human cultures here in Europe carved into these rocks and what the stories behind them could have possibly meant. So a really interesting experience. This is a protected World Heritage UNESCO site, so something really special to the people in the valley, but it is a Rome exclusive tour, and I know it's going to be interesting for everybody who gets to go. All right, day 6, we start in the upper Douro Valley, and we get active today as well. We've got a bike ride option. This is a fun day on the bike. It's going to be mostly on a gravel path for folks that want to literally get off the beaten path and through some gravel, twisty, turny trails through the vineyards. Option 1. Option 2, you can kayak through the Sabor River. So it's a really peaceful part of the river. So a nice morning to get out on the water and see it from a different perspective. Otherwise, you can go to a historic winery estate for some tastings this morning. So giving guests choice is something that we love to do. So this is really the Douro its most authentic self today, giving guests the chance to experience the remote landscapes, villages, or vineyards today. And take your pick. This evening, as the ship sails back to Porto, guests enjoy a nice cocktail hour together, the final afternoon of sailing, meeting some of your folks that maybe chose to bike ride while others visited the town. We all come together for a cocktail hour to talk about what we did that day. We have, of course, our chef's farewell dinner. This is our nicest meal on board, where the chef and staff really take time and care into serving every course to our guests on board. And then we couldn't finish our river cruise without some traditional onboard entertainment. So we've got some local Portuguese musicians that come on board for our guests, really giving everyone a beautiful farewell evening to the Douro Valley before we all get ready to transfer you all onward to your journey. So on the final morning, you guys can have breakfast on board. Of course, we've got transfers set up to the airport or the train station for all guests this day. But I know that anyone who's done the Douro Valley river cruise experience, they haven't been disappointed. It's just one of the most beautiful nature valleys that you can sail through. And of course, the culture and traditions of the Portuguese folks in the area. It's just such a great opportunity to learn and travel well together. So with that, I hope you all are excited about a couple of our Rome by Tauck itineraries. I wanted to give you a taste of what our tours are like through our day by day, to give you a picture of what touring can be like. As I know for some of you, it might be your first guided vacation or river cruise. We really want to be approachable and give you the flexibility to enjoy your vacation how you would like to. And as a special thank you for coming to our webinar this evening, My Path Unwinding Travel and myself would love to extend your vacation on a Rome by Tauck journey by a day on the front or the back end as a thank you for your time and a thank you for supporting our local travel agencies like My Path Unwinding. And I will pass the mic over to you, Miss Karen, for our other extra goodies of the evening.
Okay, well, this is just so exciting. I cannot wait to go on this Douro River cruise with Rome. I mean, just so many special touches. I've become a huge fan of river cruising in general and have river cruised twice with Tauck. And that was with the flagship Tauck River Cruise. And even though I just want to point out that even though I'm in the target demographic for Rome by Tauck, we had an incredible time on the regular Tauck River cruises. So, whether you travel with Rome or if you have kids with you and you need to travel with Tauck bridges or are looking at perhaps an itinerary with the flagship Rome destinations, they are really all incredible. This Rome by Tauck is specifically designed for our demographic. I'm kind of leaning into it's the Gen X group here.
Yeah.
And
we can call it out.
There were parts of me that sometimes looked at it and said, well, I don't want a bike. But the great thing is that like my husband could go on a bike ride and I could do something more leisurely. So there's something for all of us that, whatever your activity level is with Rome. So, and I'm also really excited about this offer to extend a complimentary pre or post night for our guests. And so, that can be for this year or for next year. If you really can't wait, there's several itineraries with Rome that are launching starting this August. We can share more details about Mexico City, about Bordeaux. And I think the Danube you said is sold out. So that's fantastic. But if we're going to meet again in April the beginning of April to launch the 2027 itineraries. We probably won't go into detail about every single one, but we'll do some highlights about things that we really are excited about for some of those new destinations around the globe. So stay tuned for that. And now we're going to have 2 giveaways. And so if we call your name, please just comment in the chat that we know you're still on. And the first giveaway is, Jennifer, what are we giving away?
Yes. So I am giving you a $200 credit to go shopping on our Rome by Tauck merchandise store. We've got awesome Patagonia jackets. Helly Hansen jackets are my favorite in white. But we've got sweatsuits and water bottles, hats, luggage. So we've got a $200 gift certificate to get some gear.
I'm so excited. The store has a beautiful, beautiful merch. So here we go. I'm spinning. I have a wheel of names here and another tab with everybody that is on, I think. And this is going to, the wheel is spinning and it's going to. It's going to Deanna.
Yay, Deanna.
Deanna Kirkpatrick from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, from Regina. One of my favorite destinations in the world. Deanna, I hope you're still here. Please comment if you're still on. Wait for her to go in the chat. And otherwise, we're going to have to spin the wheel again. There she is. Yay, Deanna. Okay,
Thank
amazing.
You.
And now the second prize, Jennifer.
I would love to give away a bottle of our house champagne, Veuve Clicquot, to our next raffle winner. So go ahead and spin her away.
That is amazing. Here we go.
I know. It's just so good.
Tamara, you are the winner of the bottle of Veuve. Please comment, let us know that you're here. And hopefully she is. We'll give her a minute. And I just want to also just reiterate that on the river cruise, One of the unique differences for Tauck river cruising, whether it's Rome or regular Tauck, yay, Tamara's here, beautiful. One of the differences is that it is truly all inclusive. Tauck will never let you open your wallet on board unless, there's just a couple little things like if you're doing a laundry or a spa service. That's it. Your gratuities are included, your transfers are included, all your meals are included, and there's plenty of food options, and all of your beverages all day long are included, and they are high quality. There's a great wine list that's curated from the local destinations, and of course Vouv. So it is such an incredible experience. I hope that you can tell how excited we are. Our team is super excited to be sharing this Rome by Tauck with you. If you have any questions at all about Rome by Tauck or any of the Tauck destinations, please go ahead and reach out to your My Path Unwinding travel advisor that invited you to this webinar tonight, or you can reach out to info@mypathunwinding.com. We'll definitely be sending out a thank you email and following up with all of you. And as I said, again, we'll see you again in early April for more details about 2027. And we just appreciate all of you so much. Have an incredible night and a great week ahead.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.